I want to just take a few minutes to go over the new updates for this month. If we look at the left navigation, I've posted all the upcoming events. Yes, there will be some more OSD Cloud stuff next weekend at NWS, or next Friday at NWSCog. But you'll also see the monthly Recast right-click tools release shows and the conferences. So that's under events. If I want to look at what's been released for March under features, I've listed the new features, and I'll go over them because they're really meaningful. We'll start with the date-time internet sync. And what's important here is if you have a device that's probably on the bench that's sitting for some time, the date time, the system clock gets out of date, and so you can't download things from SSL. And I think in this screenshot we see I've set the time to 2024 in the title bar, and you could see within a couple lines, it's automatically corrected itself. System clock's updated. This time is UTC from Google, and what this will allow you to do, it'll allow SSL and TLS to work properly, so it won't inhibit deployment. The second update is a hidden feature. It's called external logs. And if you're using OSDCloud USB, you can create a directory called OSDCloud logs on any drive letter. And what this will do, it'll export logs that are generated by OSDCloud. So this will allow you to get device information, hardware information onto your USB to maybe troubleshoot a device. I think Matthew Miles on the call has also tested creating this folder called OSDCloud logs on a network share, and it works perfectly. Another update that's been added is the OS catalog is now in a raw format. Now, what this means is originally I used to take all the operating systems and compile them into a single catalog that OSDCloud reads from. And now I've modified the format to use the native Microsoft catalogs. What this means is if Microsoft releases an updated 25H2 catalog, I can literally push out an update in minutes. And so this is going to be faster updates for 25H2. Microsoft is releasing these monthly, so if you're using the new OSDCloud today, you're going to get the March image, so you shouldn't have a cumulative update install and out-of-box experience, which will probably save you about half an hour.
Yes, fantastic.
Continuing with the raw format, the driver packs are now in raw format. And with this, again, the same thing with the operating system. I used to take all of these vendor catalogs from Dell, HP, Lenovo, and then build a single operating system catalog. Sometimes my schedule wouldn't permit, and there'd be a delay. So this native format, this raw format, allows me to take the catalogs that the OEMs release, and the OSDCloud agent, the OSDCloud client will parse through these and use them in real time. Again, faster updates. Let's skip to the driver pack visible release date. This is kind of informational, but I feel it's important when we look at a driver pack that OSDCloud advertises that we know when that driver pack was created, because if we look at this screenshot here, we may not want to apply driver packs that were last updated in 2022 because they're probably going to have some vulnerabilities. So this allows you during deployment to make a decision whether you want to install a 3-year-old driver pack, or you can validate how recent it is, and then you can make an informed decision. And finally, driver pack catalog auto update. This is an insider feature right now. It should be turned on for everyone. What this does, by switching to the raw format for the driver pack catalogs, I'm now actually able to, in real time, pull the latest driver pack catalog from the OEM. So what this means is you should have the latest driver packs for Dell, Lenovo, and HP. Whenever you run OSDCloud, there's nothing to update. You don't have to update the module. OSDCloud can be on a previous version, but it will still capture the latest driver pack available from the OEM. And so all of these updates are broken down on OSDCloud's website. And I've also added a feature comparison with the legacy OSDCloud version. I have some people sending me emails on these. If this is something, if for example, Azure deployment, if you want to see this evolve into the new OSDCloud, go ahead and look for this ideas, this light bulb on the website. And just clicking on that will bring you to the Recast Ideas portal. And you can see we've added the OSD community tools for OS Deploy and OSDCloud. I see we've got a couple entries, so please add your content. Recast is giving me an incredible amount of time and flexibility to add these tools for the community. And, thank you, Recast. And finally, we'll get more documentation out here as they come. OSDeploy.com is also updated. I've started publishing some links on Secure Boot. In the near term, OSDCloud will display information on whether your device has the latest certificate. So that's a feature that's coming. We may be looking at, I guess I can show a little teaser since this isn't recorded. We're looking at capturing the hardware hash in WinPE.
It's in post.
It is recorded by Dave.
So we can do autopilot registration automatically. So that's one thing we're looking at. And I don't know where this task sequence steps came from. I'll have to remove this in the release version. But thank you all for joining. Thank you for your time.